Hello everyone, this is Welsh Giraffe 93 with another deck profile video. Sorry, I haven't done a profile in a while. I've been incredibly busy with work and other things in the last couple of months. But I am going to do a profile on one of my favourite decks in the Mega Colony clan. It is my main deck next to Darkface. Machining. Just a little bit of note, I took this deck to the UK qualifiers a couple of months back, and I actually managed to get to the top 16. The deck has since then been re-altered, but I will go into detail on how the cards work. Cannot speak today, but I will. Let's go over the deck. Starting Vanguard is, of course, going to be Machining Little B. B is one of your best starters for the clan. It can restand units you have at rest, add more power. Other than that, it's a forerunner, which is good for the the destroyer turns to set up for the counterblast. I then run 8 criticals, 4 generic and 4 Firefly. Firefly again is one of your main priority critical triggers to run. It can restand a rear guard. It doesn't get recycled, but that doesn't really matter since you will have board and you get a free stun out of it as well. I run 4 draw triggers. I did run 4 stands, being Machining Cicada, but I felt draw was more much more reliable for the extra defense on the drive checks. And I also run 4 heals. Going on to grade 1s, I run 4 Star Shield for the counter charge. I run 4 Caucasus, as Caucasus is one of the preferable cards to use in the deck behind units like Tarantula and Mosquito Mark II. I'm probably going to hear a fair few things saying like, oh, you should just run 3, it's not that good. Yeah, 4 Caucasus is the optimal number. It's a free stun if it hits. It can boost any machining. It's not limited to just the Vanguard, except for the skill. Running 4 gives you more chance to paralyze and more chance to get your opponent in a bind. I then run 3 Machining Cricket and 3 Machining Locust. Both are very well used. I only run 3 of each because the skills are very situational. Locust is best when all your opponent's rear guards are at rest, and Cricket gets you a free stun, minus him not being able to stand during your next turn, which is fine. If you run stands or Mosquito Mark II, you will be able to restand it anyway, but you're not really concerned of restanding him unless you got a unit that needs a boost. Right, let's get these out of the way and move on to grade 2s. I run 4 Machining Tarantula. It is a really good pressure card early game. I run 3 Red Soldier, standard 12k vanilla, 12k attacker. I cannot speak today for the life of me. And 4 Machining Mosquito Mark II. Same condition as Locust, all your opponent's rear guards have to be at rest, but it will gain an extra 2k, and the skill that when he hits, you can restand one of your other rear guards and paralyze one of the opponents. It is not limited to Legion, which is good for it. If it was limited to Legion, it would have been a terrible card. I am happy about this. Again, you need to try and paralyze as much as you can, or hope your opponent doesn't draw stand triggers if they run them, because its synergy can be out of balance then during your turn, and there's no card in Machining that can force rest. Besides Paraspear when you strike to it. But other than that, you are going to be losing a bit of power if your opponent still has standing units. On to grade 3s. As the backup, I run 4 Machining Warsicle. Sorry about that, that's my phone going off. Warsicle is one of the best backers you can get. Spark Hercules can get you numbers, but it can be easily blocked. Warsicle can stun the Vanguard when Limit Break is active when the attack fails, as well as call Machine from the Soul at rest. As for the boss card, I run 4 Machining Stag Beetle. Stag Beetle skill, when you ride on top of your Vanguard, Stag Beetle lets you superior call 2 Mega Colony with Machining in the name from the soul, and he gains their power, but they are called at rest. This, before stride, you will have a 26k at max hitter, but this sets up a destroyer fairly well when you are about to stride. You lose the power, yes, but you're going to be getting a free Vanguard stun out of it. And speaking of destroyer, let's go on to my grade 4s. Of course, I am going to be running 4 Machine Destroyer. I've seen deck lists that only run 3. I don't know what they're thinking. If you 4 Destroyer is the best option you have to actively get your opponent to be forced to re-ride or not attack at all. Destroyer, unless you have 4 or more rear guards with machine in them, you're only going to be stunning the rear guard. But if you do have 5 units, 4 or more in that either way, you are going to be hitting their vanguard for a stun. Next, I run 1 Obtyrannus. Situation calls for it, so my opponent cannot call any units. Sorry about this. I run 1 Waspy Tail, and situation calls for it. 1 Paraspear for the free draw. 1 Staggle Dipper. I run 4 Stun Beetles. I have done plays in the past where I've G-guarded first and stride straight to Stun Beetle for the pressure. Stun Beetle skill, you counterblast 2, turn a copy of itself face up. Your opponent's Vanguard is stunned and they cannot ride next turn unless they superior ride. Where in this day and age, not a lot of decks can do. And on to G-Guardians. I run 2 Scarab Gas, 5k shield when there's 2 or more units at rest. And Greasefort, whose skill is you counterblast 1 card and counterblast 1, rest the entire back row, and for every 2 units at rest, Greasefort gains 5,000 shield. It's basically Defeat Flare for Mega Colony, which a lot of players like. Some I've actually managed to get 30k plus shield before, but most situations are going to be the rear guard first or just the Vanguard. Either way, you're going to get 10,000 shield if they have a full board, which is if you're not going up against massive power column decks like Neo Nectar, it's going to be a saving grace. But yeah, that was my profile on machining. I'm hoping to get more videos out in the new year. My next deck profile is going to be on the Meta Pulsar deck. I did originally plan to do a Demiurge build, Demiurge deck profile, but I just remodeled my deck to get ready for the Zodiac, and that won't be for a while. So yeah, this has been Welsh Draft 93. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope this has helped any machining players or Mega Con players in general. So yeah, see you later, and have a good day.